Hello, my friends, Dr. Mandell here. If you're over the age of 60, you probably notice something. Lifting things feels a little heavier, stairs seem a little steeper, and your legs don't feel quite as strong as they used to. That's not your imagination. You could be dealing with sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass that accelerates with age. And here's the truth. If we don't actively fight it, it will rob us of our strength, balance, and independence. After the age of 60, a condition called sarcopenia becomes increasingly common and progresses at a much faster rate than in earlier decades. Sarcopenia refers to the gradual loss of muscle mass, strength, and function that occurs with aging. While it can begin as early as your 30s, the decline accelerates significantly in the senior years. This is due to a combination of natural biological changes and lifestyle factors that together create the perfect storm for muscle deterioration. One of the primary reasons sarcopenia accelerates after 60 is the body's reduced ability to synthesize new muscle protein. This phenomenon, known as anabolic resistance, means that the same amount of protein that once built muscle effectively in youth is now less efficient. The body requires higher quality protein sources and often a higher quantity to achieve the same repair and growth. Without adjusting for this, muscle breakdown can easily outpace muscle building. Hormonal changes also play a large role. Levels of anabolic hormones like testosterone growth hormone and insulin like growth factor 1, IGF-1, decline naturally with age. These hormones are vital for stimulating muscle growth and repair. At the same time, the body may experience increased levels of cortisol, a stress hormone that promotes muscle breakdown. What is sarcopenia and why it speeds up? After 60, this hormonal shift creates an environment where maintaining muscle mass becomes much harder. Inactivity is another major contributor. Many seniors reduce their physical activity levels due to joint pain, illness, fear of injury, or simply lifestyle changes after retirement. When muscles are not used regularly, especially through resistance or weight-bearing activities, they begin to atrophy. This use it or lose it effect can be surprisingly rapid, with noticeable losses occurring in just weeks of inactivity. Poor nutrition can further accelerate sarcopenia, and adequate protein intake, low-calorie consumption, and deficiencies in key nutrients like vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids can weaken muscles and slow their recovery after activity. Older adults may also have reduced appetite or digestive changes that make eating enough challenging. The consequences of accelerated muscle loss are significant. Reduced strength and muscle mass lead to difficulties in performing everyday activities such as climbing stairs, rising from a chair, or carrying groceries. Balance can also be affected, increasing the risk of falls, which in turn can result in fractures and long recovery times. Loss of independence is a common outcome for those who do not address sarcopenia, and it can have a serious impact on overall quality of life. The good news is that sarcopenia is not inevitable. Strength training, regular movement, and nutrient-rich diets can significantly slow or even reverse muscle loss. Resistance exercises stimulate muscle fibers, while adequate protein and essential nutrients provide the raw materials needed for growth. Addressing sarcopenia early, especially once nutrition versus exercise, which matters more? Cross the age of 60 is one of the best investments you can make in maintaining mobility, independence, and a vibrant, active lifestyle for years to come. When most people think about protein, they immediately picture meat, poultry, fish, or eggs. While these are indeed excellent sources, they are far from the only options available, especially for those looking to maintain or build muscle after 60. Certain grains, often overlooked in discussions about protein, can actually provide a valuable supply of muscle-building amino acids. This makes them a powerful addition to the diet of anyone aiming to combat sarcopenia and maintain strength with age. Protein is made up of amino acids, some of which are considered essential, meaning the body cannot produce them and must obtain them from food. while animal-based proteins are typically complete proteins containing all essential amino acids in the right proportions. There are also plant-based sources like quinoa, amaranth, and buckwheat that meet this standard. These grains are exceptional because they can deliver a full amino acid profile without the need for animal products. Quinoa, for example, is a standout among grains. It is rich in lysine, an amino acid that supports muscle repair, and leucine, which plays a critical role in stimulating muscle protein synthesis. Amaranth offers a similar profile with high levels of methionine and cyanin, important for tissue growth and repair. Buckwheat, though technically a pseudograin, also provides all essential amino acids and is particularly high in arginine, which aids circulation and nutrient delivery to muscles. For seniors who may be reducing their meat consumption for health, ethical, or digestive reasons, these protein-rich grains can fill a nutritional gap. They are also lower in saturated fat compared to many animal protein sources, making meat the grain that builds muscle. Naturally, them heart-friendly while still supporting muscle health. Additionally, grains bring along other beneficial nutrients: fiber for digestive health, magnesium for muscle relaxation, iron for oxygen transport, and antioxidants that help reduce inflammation. Another benefit of getting protein from grains is their versatility. They can be eaten as part of warm meals, added to salads, or even incorporated into breakfast bowls. This makes it easy to spread protein intake throughout the day, which is especially important for older adults. Research shows that distributing protein evenly across meals rather than concentrating it all in one is more effective for muscle maintenance in seniors. It's also worth noting that combining grains with legumes such as rice with beans or quinoa with lentils can further boost the amino acid profile even when the grain alone is already complete. This not only enhances muscle building potential, but also adds variety and flavor to the diet. Incorporating protein-rich grains into meals is a smart strategy for maintaining muscle mass without relying solely on meat. By expanding the variety of protein sources, seniors can better meet their nutritional needs, enjoy diverse flavors, and support muscle strength, all while benefiting from the unique nutrients that these grains provide. This approach is both muscle-friendly and heart-healthy, making it an ideal choice for long-term vitality. Quinoa has earned its reputation as a supergrain for good reason. It is one of the very few plant-based foods that is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids that the body cannot produce on its own. This makes it especially valuable for seniors over 60 who are trying to prevent or reverse sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. Unlike many grains which lack certain amino acids and must be paired with other foods to be considered a complete protein, quinoa stands alone as a nutritionally powerful option. The amino acids in quinoa are in a balance that closely matches what the body needs for repair and growth. Of particular importance are leucine, isoleucine, and nutritional breakdown, protein, fiber, and minerals valine. The branch-chain amino acids BCAAs that play a direct role in stimulating muscle protein synthesis. Leucine in particular acts like a trigger for the muscle-building process, signaling the body to start repairing and adding new muscle fibers. Quinoa is also rich in olein, which supports tissue growth and collagen formation, helping maintain both muscle and joint health. In addition to its impressive protein profile, quinoa brings a wealth of other nutrients that support muscle performance and overall health. It contains magnesium, which is essential for proper muscle contraction and relaxation, iron, which delivers oxygen to working muscles, and potassium, which helps regulate fluid balance and nerve signals for smooth movement. Quinoa also provides fiber, which supports digestion and helps maintain stable blood sugar levels, important for preventing inflammation that can interfere with recovery. Quinoa is naturally gluten-free, making it an excellent choice for seniors with gluten sensitivities or celiac disease. Its versatility means it can be enjoyed in both savory and and sweet dishes, served as a side dish like rice, tossed into salads, added to soups, or even used as a base for breakfast bowls. With fruit and nuts, this makes it easy to incorporate into a variety of meals without feeling repetitive. Another advantage of quinoa is its low glycemic index, which means it releases energy slowly and steadily. This helps avoid sharp blood sugar spikes and crashes, keeping energy levels more stable throughout the day. For older adults, stable energy supports better exercise performance and recovery, which in turn helps maintain muscle mass. Regularly including quinoa in the diet. Just 1 cup of cooked quinoa provides around 8 grams of high-quality protein, can make a noticeable difference in muscle. How this grain supports joints and mobility health. When combined with resistance training, it's a simple, nutrient-dense addition that delivers both the building blocks for muscle and the supporting minerals that help those muscles function at their best. For seniors looking for a plant-based, heart-healthy, and muscle-friendly food, quinoa truly lives up to its star grain title. It's a small seed with big benefits, offering a complete protein package that supports strength, recovery, and overall vitality well into the later years of life. Magnesium, iron, and potassium are 3 minerals that play a critical role in muscle health, energy production, and overall physical performance, especially for adults over 60 who are trying to combat sarcopenia. While protein provides the building blocks for muscle, these minerals are like the spark plugs that keep the engine running smoothly. Without them, muscles cannot contract properly, recover efficiently, or sustain energy during daily activities and exercise. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, many of which are directly linked to muscle function. It helps regulate the balance between muscle contraction and relaxation, ensuring that muscles don't spasm or cramp unexpectedly. Magnesium also plays a role in converting the food you eat into usable energy, making it vital for endurance and strength. For seniors, low magnesium levels are common due to reduced dietary intake and changes in absorption with age, which can lead to muscle weakness, nighttime cramps, and fatigue. Iron is equally important, though its role is more about oxygen transport and energy production. Iron is a key component of hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen from the lungs to muscles and other tissues. Without enough iron, muscles are starved of the oxygen they need to work effectively, leading to early fatigue, reduced strength, and slower recovery after exertion. Iron also supports the production of myoglobin, a protein that stores oxygen inside muscle cells, giving them a steady supply during activity. Low iron levels or iron deficiency anemia can be especially debilitating for seniors, making even simple daily tasks feel exhausting. Potassium is a major electrolyte that helps maintain fluid balance in the body and supports the electrical signals that control muscle contractions. It works in best ways to cook and include it in your diet close partnership with sodium to ensure that nerve impulses travel smoothly from the brain to the muscles. Adequate potassium levels prevent muscle weakness, reduce the risk of cramps, and support faster recovery after physical activity. Potassium also helps regulate blood pressure, which is beneficial for heart health, a key factor in maintaining endurance and stamina. When magnesium, iron, and potassium are all present in adequate amounts, they create an environment where muscles can function at their best. Contractions are smooth and controlled, oxygen delivery is optimized, and recovery times are shorter. This combination is especially important for older adults as deficiencies in these minerals are more common with age due to changes in appetite absorption and medication use. Foods like quinoa, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes, and lean meats provide these minerals in abundance. For example, quinoa is a particularly convenient source because it delivers all 3 magnesium for relaxation, iron for oxygen transport, and potassium for muscle signaling in one nutrient-dense package. Including such foods regularly can help prevent deficiencies, improve exercise performance, and support the overall fight against sarcopenia. In short, while protein may get most of the attention for muscle health, magnesium, iron, and potassium are equally vital. They ensure that muscles not only grow, but also function effectively, recover quickly, and have the energy to keep you active and strong well into your later years. A low glycemic and anti-inflammatory diet can have a profound impact on muscle health, energy levels, and joint function, especially for adults over 60 who are fighting sarcopenia. Foods with a low glycemic index GI release glucose slowly into the bloodstream, preventing sharp spikes and crashes in blood sugar. This steady pairing it with protein for maximum effect. Energy supply helps muscles perform better during physical activity and promotes a more stable environment for recovery afterward. On the other hand, high GI foods cause rapid blood sugar spikes, which can lead to insulin surges, increased fat storage, and greater systemic inflammation over time. For seniors, stable blood sugar is particularly important because aging often comes with changes in insulin sensitivity. When the body becomes less responsive to insulin, a condition known as insulin resistance, muscle cells don't receive nutrients as efficiently. This can slow down muscle repair and even encourage muscle breakdown. Low GI foods such as quinoa, oats, lentils, and most vegetables help maintain insulin sensitivity, making it easier for the body to shuttle amino acids and glucose into muscle tissue where they are needed for energy and repair. In addition to stabilizing blood sugar, low GI foods are often rich in anti-inflammatory compounds. Chronic inflammation is a silent saboteur of muscle and joint health. Over time, inflammation can break down muscle proteins, interfere with the recovery process, and damage connective tissue. For older adults, this inflammation can also worsen joint pain, stiffness, and swelling, making physical activity more difficult and less appealing. Quinoa, for example, is naturally anti-inflammatory thanks to its high levels of phytonutrients, antioxidants, and healthy fats. It contains compounds like quercetin and camphor, which help neutralize free radicals and reduce the inflammatory responses in the body. When inflammation is reduced, joints feel less stiff, muscles recover faster, and energy levels remain more consistent. This creates a positive cycle. Less pain leads to more movement, and more movement supports muscle maintenance. Combining low GI eating with anti-inflammatory foods is especially effective for those managing age-related conditions like arthritis, type 2 diabetes, or cardiovascular disease. Not only does this approach protect muscle mass, but it also supports overall metabolic health and mobility. For instance, pairing quinoa with colorful vegetables, olive oil, and omega-3 rich fish creates a meal that exercise tips to boost muscle gains, stabilizes blood sugar, fights inflammation, and delivers high-quality protein alanine. Avoiding processed high sugar and refined carbohydrate foods is equally important. These can cause blood sugar spikes, increase insulin resistance, and trigger inflammatory pathways that damage both muscle and joint tissues. Replacing them with nutrient-dense, low GI, anti-inflammatory options creates a foundation for long-term strength and vitality. Ultimately, eating in a way that is both low glycemic and anti-inflammatory is not just about managing blood sugar, it's about creating the best possible internal environment for muscles and joints to thrive, for seniors determined to stay strong, active, and independent. This approach is one of the most powerful dietary strategies available. Nutrition provides the building blocks for muscle growth, but without the stimulus of resistance training, much of that potential is left unused. For seniors over 60, pairing a nutrient-rich diet, especially one with high-quality protein and supportive minerals with resistance training, is one of the most effective ways to combat sarcopenia and rebuild lost muscle mass. This combination works because because diet supplies the raw materials, while exercise sends the signal to the body that those materials are needed for repair and growth. Resistance training, whether it's done with free weights, resistance bands, machines, or even body weight exercises, creates small amounts of stress and microscopic tears in the muscle fibers. This is a normal and healthy process. When the body senses this muscle damage, it activates repair mechanisms, pulling amino acids from the protein you've consumed to rebuild the muscle fiber stronger and more resilient than before. Without this training stimulus, the body has no reason to prioritize muscle repair, and protein may be used for energy or other bodily processes. Instead, for older adults, resistance training offers additional benefits beyond muscle growth. It strengthens bones, improves balance, and increases joint stability, all of which help prevent falls and injuries. Combined with the right diet, these effects can significantly improve quality of life, making everyday activities like climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or getting out of a chair much easier. The timing of nutrition around resistance training can further enhance results. Consuming high-quality protein, such as quinoa, cottage cheese, eggs, or lean meats within a few hours after training ensures that amino acids are readily available during the final motivation. You're never too old to get strong repair process, including supportive. Minerals like magnesium, potassium can help reduce soreness, improve muscle contractions, and speed recovery, allowing for more consistent training sessions. One of the most important principles for seniors is progressive overload, gradually increasing the amount of resistance, repetitions, or time under tension over weeks and months. This continual challenge forces muscles to adapt and grow stronger. Even simple home-based exercises such as squats to a chair, wall push-ups, or resistance band rows can be highly effective when done consistently and paired with proper nutrition. It's also important to remember that resistance training doesn't need to be extreme or exhausting to be effective. 2 to 3 sessions per week targeting all major muscle groups can make a substantial difference in muscle mass and strength. The key is consistency and steady progression, combined with a diet rich in protein, minerals, and anti-inflammatory foods to support recovery. When diet and resistance training work together, results come faster and last longer. Muscles not only grow, but also function better, making daily activities easier and more enjoyable for seniors committed to staying strong, active, and independent. This combination is the most reliable and scientifically proven path to rebuilding muscle and maintaining it for years to come. Sarcopenia is not a life sentence. It's a challenge you can overcome with the right nutrition and movement. Quinoa, with its complete protein profile, essential minerals, and anti-inflammatory benefits, is one of the best plant-based tools you can use to keep your muscles strong. Combine it with regular resistance training, and you give your body the exact fuel and stimulus it needs to rebuild and protect muscle at any age. Remember, every small change adds up, and your best investment is always in your health. Stay strong, stay active, and as always, make it a great